Hey boys, Saturday. It's morning. It's a little bit after 8 a.m. That's okay. Got some coffee in my CX Riot Radio mug. That's right. I got mugs. Don't sacrifice customer service for short-term profit gain is what the cup says. And I think that's good advice. So today, we're not going to talk about much. Just woke up. So, well, about 2 hours ago, but still. Right? I haven't gotten ready for the day yet. I put on a shirt. So, today, I just want to talk about a few things. Last week, I think, I put out the Am I a Libertarian video. And still not, but some dude left a could be a dude, I don't know, left a comment on the video saying, "Hey, that video was awful, the one I reacted to, and I should check out X." Right? And I didn't yet because I saw the comment yesterday, even though they left it a few days ago. But busy. And but he did mention Ron Paul, and I have to say that I do like Ron Paul. I always have. I think Ron Paul was a cool dude. Is a cool dude. So it is what it is. But what I want to talk about right now is something that's a little bit libertarian aligned, right? And it's about California, where I live. I grew up on the East Coast, Maine, to be exact, southern Maine, which is another blue state on the surface, right? So, and politics wise. So I moved to California about 15 years ago. I always wanted to go back to Maine, even just to visit, but that's expensive, right? Okay. And, what it is what it is. So, but I did want to talk about something that California did in the last couple of years, which I have a huge issue with. And not a lot of people do, apparently, including the conservatives that are in the state. And that is when California banned flavored tobacco products, right? So they banned menthols, like Newports and, Cools and those kind of things, and flavored vapes. So, which the argument was, but they're targeting the children. Okay. So, little weird. The weird thing is you can still find flavored vapes here at places, but you can't find menthols. So, and I, growing up, was a big menthol fan. Just the way that cool smoke coats everything. And it doesn't taste like garbage, right? It tastes like menthol. It tastes like mint. It's minty. It's like having a fresh mint. It's like popping a Zen and drinking mint tea. I think that's a good comparison. So why did they ban flavored tobacco products? Because they could. I am never in favor of the government, any government, legislating what adults can put in their own bodies. Now, do I go as far as recreational drugs when I say that? Yeah, I do. I think recreational drugs for adults should be legal, because it is their own body and everyone should have bodily autonomy. So if someone wants to snort coke off of a hooker's ass, as long as it's in the privacy of their own home or like a hotel room or something, then I don't care. I don't care. The only time I would care, and the only time that I do care, is when it's, you know, not in the privacy of their own home. You don't need to do that around children. You don't need to do that around me. You don't need to do that around anybody. Do it in the privacy of your own home, right? I think that the consequences for being in public on drugs should be the same as being publicly drunk, right? And recreational drugs are bad. They're dangerous. I don't do them. I have a very, very addictive personality, and I become addicted to things very easily. Probably the ADD, right? So I have kept away purposefully away from any recreational drug, including marijuana. So that, and I really don't like the smell of pot. So, but I think that adults, by and large, should be able to put anything they want into their own bodies. That line gets drawn when they commit crimes like robbery or theft or this, that, and the other to get said recreational drugs. So, and I'm not an advocate of it at all, but I don't think it's right for people to say you can't do that if you're an adult and you're not under like a power of attorney or anything like that. It is what it is. So, banning flavored tobacco, even if it was for the children, which draconian tyrannical laws usually are phrased that way, always for the protection of children, leaves adults with less choice and less autonomy of how they can treat their own bodies. Is smoking bad? Yes. Are menthols marginally more dangerous than regular cigarettes? Probably. Are flavored vapes worse than unflavored vapes or tobacco flavored vapes, which is ridiculous? Probably not. Right? Probably not. So, why do they do it? I know there's a lot of jokes going around that they banned menthols for racist reasons, which I don't know. Because I'm as white as can be, and I loved menthols. My favorite, see, don't smoke. My favorite brand of menthol was Pall Mall. I just really liked Pall Mall menthols. That, and they were the cheapest, right, for a long time. And I may not be poor, but I am cheap. And that's the kind that I would get. Now, it's much more economical to get these things and this thing. Again, cheap. And then I'll have a regular cigarette on occasion when I'm feeling saucy, when I want to splurge on myself, give myself a little treat. Because I'll tell you, these do not replace regular cigarettes. These are in addition to. This is if I want to sit at my computer, play a video game, and have some nicotine. Or if I'm in the car, because I don't want to smoke in my car, because that's gross. Okay. Cigarettes are for outside or for, I don't know, the garage. I don't know. So wherever it doesn't get into the house, because again, that's kind of gross. And if anybody comes over, if I give a ride to someone in my car, I don't want them to sit in a smoke scented car. I don't know. I don't know. But they also raised the smoking age here to 21 in California. And I don't know if it's the rest of the country or not. I don't know. But All I can talk about is my relevant experience, which is crazy. So, at 18, you are technically an adult by law in a lot of respects, right? You can join the army. You can join the military. That's the army, right? You can get so far into debt with student loans that you will never financially recover for 50 years. But you can't smoke a cigarette. You can't play the lottery. You can't buy alcohol. But you can drive. You can go fight and die for your country. Or you can get into mind numbing debt for a useless degree that you were kind of coerced into from the time that you entered kindergarten. It is what it is. God bless. So, are cigarette flavored tobacco bans unconstitutional? Probably not, right? And as much as I am in favor of states' rights, I am more for the rights of the individual than state rights, federal rights, whatever, right? Marry who you want. I don't care as long as they're a consenting adult. And put whatever you want in your body as long as you're a consenting adult. And no one can give you consent over yourself. You have consent over yourself. And if that's smoking a cool, refreshing menthol at the end of a hard work day in the privacy of your own yard or your own garage or wherever you happen to partake, I think that you have every right to do that. In fact, I know this kind of makes some people mad, right? I think that smoking a cigarette on a public sidewalk isn't terrible. I think the 5 seconds of someone else smelling something bad is worth the freedom to do that. Oh, that's me. And have you ever been smoking outside, right? And someone walks past you and they do the fake cough like, as they walk by? It's like, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, how old are you? And it's usually the older people, right? And I know I'm pretty old. Look at my beard. It's like turning white, like especially under there, right? Almost as white as my fish belly neck color there. So, but it is what it is. We're all getting older. If we weren't, that would be weird or sad, depending on how you look at it, right? But I think that human beings, adult human beings, should be able to put whatever they want in their own body. If it doesn't hurt anyone else, financially or physically, then I think it's fine. I'm also a free speech absolutist. So say what you want to, right? I think that the only way that we can have a free society is with free speech. And we don't have it, to quote Ron Paul, see how I circled back? We don't have freedom of speech just to talk about the weather. We should be able to talk about uncomfortable things. And if we can't do that, we don't have freedom of speech. We should be able to question everything. Every narrative, every historical event should be able to be questioned. If someone is racist or someone is sexist or someone is blah, 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 they should be able to express that. Now, if they do that, they kind of out themselves as like an ignorant bigot, right? Which is a good thing. Not being an ignorant bigot, but being able to out yourself as one is a good thing. And then people can use this thing called communication and counter arguments to, say, hey, That's not really correct. Here is the facts, right? And I just want you guys to know that probably around 80 to 90% of all the sexist and racist posts on Twitter, Facebook, this and that are shit posts. It's somebody trolling you. They don't actually believe what they're posting. They're posting it to get a reaction from you. And if you give them that reaction, you're giving them exactly what they want. Are there true racists and sexists and homophobes out there? Absolutely. No one will ever question that, right? They exist. I meet them in real life at the grocery stores. Does it affect me? No. I am a straight white male. That was very bad timing for a little cough there. Holy shit. But I am a straight white male, though racist and sexist people usually leave me alone, right? Doesn't make them any less ignorant or stupid, but it is what it is. People have the right to be stupid, is what I'm saying. And people have the right to use counter arguments against the stupid people. Do counter arguments work against the really stupid people? No, they're stupid, okay? No amount of evidence or facts is ever going to change their mind, right? And it's usually because they had a bad experience with whatever they're talking about, right? If they're sexist, maybe their mom was terrible. Or maybe their high school crush got with their best friend or someone else. Or maybe, I don't know, a black kid looked at them wrong one day. And who knows? Who honestly gives a shit? You have the right to be stupid. You have the right to be ignorant. You have the right to smoke a menthol. Or you should. And I think it is one of the worst things that California has ever done. One of the worst things. When it comes to bodily autonomy. Because this is the pro-choice state, isn't it? This is the state where if you want to go down and get an abortion, you can for any reason at all. And I'm not getting into that. So, because my opinion on that is very nuanced and split. Because morally I feel one way, pragmatically I feel another. And I won't get into it any further than that. Because if I do, my liberal friends will be mad at me, and my traditional conservative Catholic friends will be mad at me. And I like both, and I don't want either of them mad at me. It's fine. But as far as pro-choice, I think that pro-choiceness should extend to menthol cigarettes and flavored vapes. Okay? That's all. That's what this entire video has been about. What does it have to do with customer experience? Shut up. Not everything has to be about that. But if you must know, if you must tie the circle, tie the knot, whatever the saying is, I don't know. I'm on my first cup of coffee. Give your customers choice. That's it. Give your customers choice. And when it comes to bodily autonomy, give your citizens choice. Don't ban things just because it also, like, someone who's 17 might want a menthol. So, because that's dumb, right? In fact, if the anti-smoking campaigns weren't so cringe, maybe less kids would smoke or vape. And I know a lot of the anti-smoking ads and campaigns are funded and created by the tobacco companies, which might be why they're so cringe and ineffective, right? So it is what it is. When I was a kid, we had Dare. I still have a Dare shirt somewhere. It's probably back east. at my parents' house or something. Or they threw it out, which honestly I don't care. Dare was ineffective too. But I also remember how many people had pictures of wearing Dare shirts while smoking a bowl. I have a picture of myself wearing a Dare shirt, drinking a beer. Right? It is what it is. So, because we were kids, right? We were teenagers. And I want to let you in on a little secret. Most teenagers, at least in my generation, drank when we smoked. And a lot of people smoked pot. And ecstasy became really big in my high school. And I saw a lot of my friends change because of ecstasy. And not in positive ways, right? They weren't microdosing. So, yeah, it is what it is. I remember going to a McDonald's when I was like 16 on acid. And that was a trip. But I think that should be perfectly legal for adults to do. But if that adult is caught giving it to a child or selling it to a child, I think the consequences should be extreme. So, just like, right? Just like sexual relationships, a consenting adults, yeah, awesome. Do whatever you want in the privacy of your own home. Don't involve the kids. And I think that's a good rule. Is do what you want with other adults, as long as it's consensual. Leave the kids the fuck alone. And that goes with everything. Right? So, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. And I welcome yours. Do you think it's a good thing that California banned flavored tobacco and flavored vapes? Or do you think that adults have the right to put whatever they want in their own bodies? That's the question. Answer in the comments. I don't know. But that's it for now.